Now let's move on to some notes about evidence. Evidence comes first when you write supporting sentences. Your supporting sentences should have evidence or should include evidence. Logic and reasoning come second, not first. It means that in your writing, you cannot just have logic and reasoning. You must have evidence. And you can only use logic and reasoning to explain your evidence. Logic and reasoning is not normally used to prove your topic sentence. Evidence proves your topic sentence. Reasoning is used to connect your evidence to your topic sentence. Do not use logic to prove your topic sentence. Logic is not evidence. You have to be careful with this one. Arguments need both logic and evidence, not just logic. Okay? For example, let's take another example from the Writing Academic English Book 1. Here I give you 2 paragraphs. The first one doesn't have any supporting details. They do have some kind of reason, some kind of logic, but they don't have any evidence. The second paragraph, however, has evidence, which is quite good. You see, I want you to pause this video a little bit, take time to read both paragraphs and compare them and see the difference between them. And then we will comment on the 2 paragraphs here for a little bit. Okay, you can pause the video clip now. Okay, so hopefully you have read these 2 paragraphs and you can see. Now, even though paragraph A and B, they both have the same topic sentence, the same controlling idea, that red light running, it can become a deadly crime. Paragraph A doesn't have any evidence. For example, paragraph A, it just says that red light runners cause accidents all the time. Sometimes people are seriously injured and even killed. Now, is this an example? No, because it is not detailed enough. What do you mean sometimes? People are seriously injured. What people? What are their names? When did it happen to them? What kind of injury do they have? This is just opinions. This is just common opinions. They are not evidence. But if you look at the second paragraph, then you do have evidence. Red light runners cause hundreds of accidents, millions of dollars in damages, and here you have statistics. Each year, more than 900 people die. 200,000 people are injured in crashes that involve red light running. So now you have statistics. It's a lot better than just some opinions, some common imaginations or scenarios, like people can die, people who smoke can die. That's not example. That's not evidence. You need to be detailed like this so that it can become evidence. Now, this paragraph doesn't explain the evidence, which is not good. You should explain evidence, okay? Here, they just give you evidence, but they don't explain. For example, 900 people die. You can comment on this one. That's a lot of people. That's 2 people who die every day because of accidents. And if you have the population of the place, you can even compare. That's like 2% of the population, for example. That means a lot. You see, so when you comment like this, you are analyzing the evidence. You're trying to prove that the number here matter. Because for some people, they will say, well, 900 people, that's not many. I don't care. When 1,000 people die, then I will care. 900 is nothing. I have to care about something else, which is more serious. Like not like red light driving. Something like human trafficking, that sounds more serious. You see what I mean? So don't just put evidence there like this. Explain them. Prove to people why these numbers matter, or why these numbers are significant for people to pay attention to. Okay? Anyway, and then the next one, you have in paragraph A, it is especially a problem in rush hour traffic. Everyone is in a hurry to get home, so drivers run red lights everywhere. Now is this evidence? No. You may feel, oh, it's just logical. People are busy, they run red light, but that's just logic. And again, logic is not evidence. You cannot use logic to prove any point. You need evidence. You need what happened in real life. For example, maybe people are busy, but then they don't run red lights. There is no logical connection between being busy and running red lights. I can be very busy, but I still follow the law, for example. So here, reasoning and logic is just not good enough to prove anything. So you have some evidence. In paragraph B, you have it. Motorists run red lights all the time. For example, so this is an example of a research. In Fairfax, Virginia, so you have location. This example is detailed. A 5-month-long survey at 5 busy intersections revealed that a motorist ran a red light every 20 minutes. So here you have a good example of a research. It's detailed enough, but again, you should still explain. 20 minutes. That means that every hour you have 3 people who commit the crime or who run red light. It means that every day you have more than 72 people who run red light. Now this sounds a lot, especially if the town is only like 1,000 people. That means that you have 7% of the people who run red light every day who live in the town. So here, try to explain the evidence. Don't just try to quote it and then leave it there. Okay, so as you can see now, what I want to show you from these 2 paragraphs is that paragraph A is not a good paragraph because it doesn't have evidence. It just has reasoning and logic and opinions without any evidence to back it up. This is not convincing. You need concrete evidence, and you need to use logic and evidence to prove your evidence. Okay? Now, let's also have the last part of the paragraph, which is a concluding sentence. A concluding sentence is just a sentence. Okay? Don't try to write more, because we're just talking about a paragraph, not an essay. An essay, you can have a paragraph for the conclusion, but this is just a paragraph. So a concluding sentence should only be 1. There are 2 parts of a concluding sentence. The first one is called the signal. You have to signal the conclusion. Now, you don't have to signal the topic sentence because it is the beginning of the paragraph. But the concluding sentence is at the end of the paragraph. It's easy to get mixed up between the supporting sentences and the concluding sentence. So it's nice to give people the signal that you are concluding. And follow conventions here. Don't try to invent new signals, because then nobody understands your signal. Just follow the convention here. You have some common signals for conclusion. You can say, in conclusion, in summary, to sum up, finally, etc., etc. Signal so that people know that you are concluding. And then you write your controlling idea in a different way, you rephrase it, and you repeat the subtopics. And that should finish your good paragraph. Okay? Now, and here I give you again one picture of the book Writing Academic English that summarizes everything you need to know. You should take a good look at this to remember what we have been learning so far when it comes to writing a paragraph. And the last one is a checklist for a good paragraph. I write this one so that you can use it every time you write a paragraph. Remember, try to write a good paragraph before you move on to write a good essay. Because after all, essay means a collection of paragraphs. You need to have good paragraphs before you can write a good essay. So here you have a checklist. Whenever you write a paragraph now, make sure you put a tick or you check if you have all of these following requirements, and then you should have a good paragraph to go. For example, ask yourself this question: does it have a good topic sentence? Is it at the beginning of the paragraph? Does it have a topic, a controlling idea? Are the subtopics there? Are they related? Do the supporting sentences really support your topic sentence? Do you have evidence? Is the evidence detailed enough? Do you explain your evidence? Do you explain your evidence with logic? Is the evidence relevant, or are you misleading your reader? And does your paragraph have a good concluding sentence? Do you have signals, like in conclusion? Do you rephrase a controlling idea in the topic? And do you repeat the subtopics yet? As long as you have this checklist, your paragraph should be good to go. Of course, you still need more practice, but this is something that you need to learn so that you can write a good paragraph. Thank you.